Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce. My name is Uthm from Bayangkara University, Surabaya. I am as a representative of the group A Smart Classroom. Will present the Smart Classroom project that we have designed. Group A consists of myself with Uthm, and number 2 Izam Hafizul Haq, number 3 Uthm Trisna Diat Iskandar Putra, number 4 Alfaris Wahyudi, and number 5 Rakasuma Indrasta. And the next slide, the meaning of smart classroom. Smart classroom is the advanced technology in education to make it more interesting and creative as audiovisual effects used in smart classroom impart more effect in learning process. Smart classroom brings complete transformation in learning that far beyond the traditional methodology of teaching. Earlier, the classroom teaching with lecture scribing on the blackboard or whiteboard was much criticized. However, that is done, the room might be the same but environment within the room has changed completely. The conventional blackboard or whiteboard, depending on what is used, has hardware for digital equipment. Usually, use LED projector, making the learning process not just more colorful but also more interesting. The traditional schooling experience requires you attend classes in person and campus. In traditional classes, the use of board and chalk is observed, while smart classes use all interactive modules like video presentation. Smart classes improve teaching effectiveness and ease administrative tasks by providing teachers with the easy-to-use tools. And the next slide, advantage. The advantage of smart classroom that will be implemented. Number 1, learning activities that are connected to the outside world via the internet. So we can directly also learn about what we do not know directly with the browser in the search engine. Number 2, modernize the teaching system with technology. With the development of technology that continues to increase, we also need to improve the teaching system in classroom through smart classrooms. Number 3, can save time. Very time saving because we will be very flexible in teaching. Number 4, improve effectiveness and efficiency in learning. For example, students forget what the lecturer said. Students can watch the teaching video again, make learning video very effective and efficient. Number 5, the most important, reduce learning saturation for modern students, especially the millennial and Z generation. We know today's students are millennials and Generation Z children. We mean they are in view of gadgets because they are very familiar with technology. The teaching system also needs to be combined with technology through smart classrooms. And the next slide, deficiency. The deficiency of smart classroom in general. Number 1, requires high cost in construction and maintenance. Because if there is a damage to the device, then we need to repair or even replace it with a new one, and that is quite expensive. Number 2, can be misused by irresponsible people. Can be misused, such as not being used for studying but used for listening to songs or streaming videos or halts there that are not related to other learning. Number 3, cannot be used if the power goes out. So we can use smart classroom when the power goes out. We use the traditional teaching system. And most importantly, many traditional lecturers are worried that the presence of technology in learning can use the student to be more lazy for learning. To avoid the worries of traditional lecture, it is necessary for the role of the lecturer to be able to guide students so the technology can be utilized and applied properly. And next slide, project sketch. For an overview of smart classroom project that we will design. The image is more or less like the image below. Looks very nice and nice. And then slide 6, fog blend. Fog blend we have working system, working control, expert, electricity, requirement. In the working system, work on smart classroom project will be carried out by experienced technicians in the installation of hardware and software used by smart classrooms. And the same goes for the smart classroom design. In working control, for control is carried out by technicians who have been given tasks and documentation from the beginning to the end of the project and conduct surveys. Expert. In expert, we also have a manager who will be fully responsible for completing the smart classroom project. An expert, the installation and setup of smart control. As we all design expert for good smart classroom management. In electricity requirement, for this will we see detail on the next slide. This is a electricity requirement. This is the table requirement power. We have Wi-Fi 2, smart TV, 60-inch, 1, LED projector, 1, laptop, Core i5, 20, CCTV 2, headphone with mic, 20, 7 speaker wall, 2, power amplifier, 1, mixer, 32 channel, 1, and other accessories is known. Number 1. On the right is the total voltage for each device. In the smart classroom project, we will use power consumption of around 1600 watts. This is enough to save energy by adjusting the needs of the classroom that will be treated by smart classroom. The next slide. In the slide, it's time frame. Total time frame is 3 weeks. The duration of the project is completely within 2 weeks with 3 staff who are expert in installing and set up hardware and software in this project. Then testing is carried out, which you use it for the learning system for 1 week. During the time if there is a problem with the project, expert will recheck and reply indirectly, so that users, both lecturer and student, will have no complaint and difficulties in learning using smart classroom system. Given smart classroom is a new technology in this environment, the expert staff will guide them during the 1 week. In the next slide, budget plan. The following is a table of the budget plan. We have the device budget and the installation service budget. Now we discuss the device budget plan. We use two Wi-Fi as internet service, smart TV 60-inch as a digital whiteboard, and LED projector. We have the same function as smart TV, a Core i5 laptop. Why sold it be an i5? Because the application used for electrical engineering software are very heavy. So we need a capable laptop. And number 5, CCTV 2 function to monitor class activities. Headphone mic for audio conversation, speaker as audio out, power amplifier is used to drive the speakers. 32 channel mixer to control all audio output from mic or laptop. And other accessories are a kind of cable clamp, the cable that is smart not too long. And on the right side is the price of each item with total 23,591.63 dollars. And then next slide, packet plan installation packet. We also have our installation service packet that uses 3 people, 1 expert handyman and 2 handyman assistant. This is a price of the most expensive handyman assistant of the 2 people, and all total costs are during the process of 3 weeks, 2 weeks for implementation and 1 week for education and control. So the total packet plan for the Smart Classroom project requires 24,534.98 dollars total to packet need. In the next slide, finish. That's the explanation of group 8 in designing the Smart Classroom project. More or less, I apologize profusely. And finally, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.